Hello, welcome to Getting Candid with me, your girl Hellen. Today I'm super excited. I'm chatting with a legendary producer who produced so many hits. I'm talking about Chali Bravo. If you remember, there was a time Chachini was in literally every hit song that we loved. And today we just want to know what he's been up to. He went quite a little bit. What was he doing? What is he doing now? Is he working with artists, new artists, old artists? Let's find out all that on the other side. Welcome back. I mentioned that I'll be chatting with a producer that has been in the music industry for so many years. I'm not sure how many years. He's going to tell us about that when I start talking to him. Chali Bravo. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I wanted to say welcome, but then you're supposed to welcome me because
welcome.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
A little bit tired, but good.
Tired, good.
I was running an all-nighter, so.
Yeah.
Well, not all night, but up to about 2, like in a studio session. So.
Morning. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure you've done a lot of those so many times.
You know, the thing is, I used to do that a lot more before, but for some years I haven't been really doing that. So trying to do now, I just wonder how I used to manage back in the day. Because maybe I'm getting old or something. So.
Age is catching up.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, now I'm curious to know how long you've been in the industry professionally.
Well, professionally is from if I can call it professionally, it's from 2003.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in 2002 we put out our first compilation. I wouldn't call that professional. So if there's anything professional, I guess it's from 2003.
What was in the compilation?
There was Chameleon. There was a lot of artists, like if you put me on the spot, I won't be able to remember all of them. But
okay.
There was John D, Jay Young, there was Mafela.
Mm-hmm. Tommy D.
Was Mampi? No, Mampi wasn't in it. Yeah, there was Tommy D.
Okay.
Yeah, a bunch of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't professional according to you, right?
It wasn't professional in the sense that we thought it was professional at that time. But when I look back, I listened to the mixing and the production. We were just learning, so yeah.
Okay. So how's it been? The almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been good. I mean, I was active for the first 7-8 years, like active. By 2010, I wasn't really making music anymore, like in that sense. And people get the sense that I've always been making music, but up to about 2011, I really wasn't doing much. What happened?
Okay, before I even ask what happened, because I think the years you're mentioning, there was a time when every song had Chachine, and we actually, most of us were even thinking maybe the studio is called Chachine and not Sling Beats.
Sling Beats. Chachine. Sling Beats. Chachine. Chikondi chazona chimasanka awe lelo chanisonta Chachine.
How was that period for you? Like every hit song was literally coming from Sling Beats.
I'm glad you say. I want to be happy that you're saying every hit song, but there's other people also.
I'm saying almost every, almost every hit song. I know there was a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's a job. It's a job. When you wake up,
I
guess when you just start and then you start making hits, it feels good and you almost notice every song that's out there. But at some point, it just becomes a job. So that was our job. We used to make music.
After releasing so many good songs, so many good albums, why did you decide to lay off a little bit?
I guess, I think at that time it was a couple of years into being married and having kids.
Okay.
So I wanted to expand my realm. So I went into TV production and basic media consultancy. So I would do a lot of other things that people don't really know about, yeah.
Did you make money?
From music?
Yeah.
I would say yes, we did, But music is a funny business because if you're running a label and you've got 10 artists and only 4 of them make you money, it means that the other 6 are spending your money. Yeah. So in that sense, we did used to make money, but we also had a lot of other artists that we were supporting to give them an opportunity to to make it as well. And the reason why people listen to, there's so much sling beats out there, or there was so much music out there, is because we were investing so much into new artists. So when you ask me whether we made money, I would say yes, we made money, but usually, our focus was putting that money back into like new acts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
In other words, I did make money.
You made your money.
Made money and invested into other people, other acts and everything, yeah, in that sense.
Would you be planning to get back to active music production? Or maybe you're planning to?
You know, like music is like they say chibandai. Yeah, so it's like that, like you might decide that you're not trying to do music, but as long as you can make music, it always comes back to you. So, yeah. I mean, I've got a lot of other things going, but I also have to continue making music. Not as active, but like in segments, like where I make some music and I take a break. So I'm actually working on a project right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about that project. How is it coming up? Who are the artists that you're working with?
It's like it's a project. In fact, it's done. There's 20 tracks. So it features people like Mike Berner, Towela, Vincenzo, Scott. There's Chameleon and Crisis, formerly known as, rather Chisenga Katongo, formerly known as Crisis. There's so many new acts. Like I was working with so many young people that I was just meeting. I'd never met before until they stepped into the studio. So, yeah, it is an interesting project. It's dropping on the 1st of May.
1st May. So
yes.
What are you calling it?
I don't know if you know, but I did a project called OneDrum in 2016.
Yes,
and I did some
events
and things like that, yeah. I decided to do OneDrum 2, but I'm calling it the Renaissance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us what's so unique. You made me listen to it, so I just wanted, what's different from the first one?
Well, I think I approached it in the same way, in that I had music to share and then I just shared it. So this, I could just say that, what I can say is that the music I'm making now is what I want to share right now. And I like the fact that there's a lot of new blood, you know, old people working with new people and making some magic. So
you get to see, do you get to learn from them as you work with them?
I get to learn, I do get to learn from them, definitely, you know, but I guess they also get to learn quite a lot from me, because there's certain things that they can't know unless they've been in the industry for as long as I've been. So yeah, so some of it is like a lot of mentoring with a lot of artists that I was meeting. I get to share, you know, how they can live long and prosper.
Okay, so you know, you had a lot of artists under your label that did very well, and for some people they felt like if they leave Sling Beats, they won't do very well. And maybe I don't know if I should mention names, but like some people felt like, oh, Chameleon was one of the big artists. He's not doing so well without Chali. Do you think that was the case?
You know, I think maybe some people were judged too harshly. You know, people loved Sling Beats too much. So when you left Sling Beats, people are almost expecting some people not to make it. But I mean, there's been artists that have gone out there and made it, like Mampi. Mampi only did one album with Sling Beats, and then she went out and did her thing. Chameleon also did well for, I don't know if I can call it, parts of his career after he left Sling Beats. And yeah, I mean, he's continued to do well in terms of performances and things like that from his old catalog. But maybe in terms of new music, he already made so much music at the beginning, like 4 albums under the same label. It's tough. There's also people like Roberto, for instance. Roberto did his first major album at Sling Beats, but he went on and did pretty well for himself. So I don't know whether that's true or not. Like, it will depend on the people just.
All right. So if you were given a chance to work with one of the artists that you started with, like a full album, full-time project, if you have to work with them again, who would it be?
You know what? I think I've done as much as I could do for the artists that I worked with before. You know, these artists came young, right? They were looking for opportunities. They got their opportunities. You know what I mean? As much as I'm known for the old artists, I've always liked to work with new artists, because that's giving an opportunity to a new person. And for me, it also drives me, because I can figure out how to work with a new sound. So not like I have a problem working with people that I've worked with before, but at the same time, I've already worked with them, so I prefer to work with new people, and that's what I'm doing now.
Can you tell us the new artists that you are working with now?
There's people like Kai.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody knows Kai.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like I'll mention a bunch of names. There's a guy called Bless. He's also a producer, a really good producer. I'm working with a girl called Nova.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, nobody knows. I'm not saying no one knows, but these are people who have not yet hit and it's a challenge for me to be able to do something for them, like I did for other people. So there's so many people. There's also Marcy, but Marcy is not necessarily like a new artist, but I feel like he's new in that he's never really put out an album that has taken him to that space.
Yeah.
So I'm working with him like a new artist as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
Nice. We're looking forward to those projects. And new artist is always great. I like fresh talent, so they can have some fresh taste on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now, I don't know if I'm taking a break. Yes, let's take a break and then we'll continue chatting after this.
Let's do that.
Welcome back. So I'm still chatting with Chali Bravo. So much to learn from him right here. So we've talked about, you said you had to expand into doing other things, and would like to know what you've really been up to.
Yeah, well, you know what? I went into TV production for some time. Yeah, and then we used to do a lot of event production as well. So I think we used to do it more intensely then. We used to do stuff for ZNBC, Movie TV, but later on, because we had some experience in TV production, audio production, event production, so you kind of start to survive from that, because later on you start doing documentaries for people, you're doing commercials for people, and doing corporate events for people, for corporations and things like that. So it kind of just...
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not noisy anymore. It's not noisy like, oh, Sling Beats presents. There's nothing like that. So, but as long as you're making a bit of a living, that's what's important. Yeah.
So you are one of the judges for the ongoing Nexus. Is it, what are you calling it? Nexus auditions?
I think it's just Nexus auditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's word going around that, because people have seen you, they've seen that the little clips that we see on social media, that you're part of that, and is Sling Beats under Nexus now? What's going on?
Actually, not under Nexus. I was called to consult for Nexus, Nexus itself as a music label. Then I was also invited. I was lucky enough to be invited to be a judge on the Nexus auditions. So that's another thing. And then there's also another thing that I'm doing with a Nexus affiliate company. So we started a new company. It's also called Sling Beats, but it's Sling Beats Renaissance.
Okay.
Yeah, so under Sling Beats Renaissance, let me say this, Sling Beats Renaissance is owned by Sling Beats Limited and a Nexus affiliate. So, yeah, so I don't know if that makes sense.
You're like partners.
Yeah, so there's a smaller company under Sling Beats, which is getting a little bit of investment from a Nexus affiliate company.
Okay.
Yeah, so people are getting it a little bit confused, but I don't think I would ever sell Sling Beats.
That's your baby.
So. Yeah, that's my baby.
No matter how much money you get.
Well, you have to tempt me. Just throw enough money on that. But all I'm saying is that it's my legacy.
Yeah.
It's my legacy, and hopefully nobody shows me enough money for me to sell it, because I prefer to leave it to my kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We don't really do that, Zambians, most of us.
Yeah.
We don't really leave such for our kids. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, to be nice, I mean, I know that it's not like an old company, but keeping a company afloat for 18 years, struggling through the hard times and the good times and whatnot, and just keeping it afloat, keeping the brand afloat it's something I'm proud of. Whether it made too much money or whether it was losing or winning, I still held on to it. So it's really hard for me to let it go.
Good.
Yeah.
I've seen that you're also part of the Rockstar 4000 Sony company.
Yes, I am. Actually, I'm the executive in this region. Yeah, I'm a managing partner in this region for Rockstar 4000 and Sony Music. So that's some very exciting there are some very exciting things that are about to start happening because of that partnership. Yeah.
Just tell us about Rockstar 4000 and Sony.
I mean, it's about it's about distribution. Obviously, it's Rockstar 4000, which is kind of the host for Sony Music Africa in Sony Music in Africa. So it's Sony Music Africa, right? There's so much there because there's distribution for audio, video, not just for music. Right, it's also just for like your show. You should probably put it on. You could probably be my client.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it's exposure to Africa and the rest of the world, and it will take a little bit of time for me to explain, but it's huge.
That's good. I just because I'm always proud to see that Zambians are doing well out there. Hey, what have you studied?
For me, I mean, I left. I wrote my grade 12 and I walked out, and I never looked back.
It's always been like you've been teaching yourself all these
I've been
things.
teaching myself, and I think I was lucky enough to. I didn't like most people in music. They come straight from say school, right, and maybe up to grade 12 usually. Then they go into music, but I went into business first. So I had the stuff I used to do before had nothing to do with music. So I feel like that gave me an edge, and it still gives me an edge because I had a couple of years of just doing business. Like I had a real estate company and property management company. I learned about contracts. I learned about dealing with the corporates, and so I did so many things before that kind of prepared me to be able to handle the number of artists that I was handling. And that's the thing. A lot of people give us props, or give me props for making really good music or writing well or producing well, but what they never give us props for is being able to put out all that music successfully. So I feel like the only reason I was able to do that is because I was a little bit business savvy. I had a little bit of self-education in business before I started music.
Did you ever get pressure from family to say, you need to go and study something, you need to go to get into school?
No. Like really, my parents died when I was young, right? I think the person who was the oldest in my family was like my older sister. And she asked me when I started making music, she said, are you sure?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I was sure. Obviously, she allowed me to continue to do what I wanted to do, but with an eye. Yeah, but then maybe 2 years passed, and then she started to see some progress, and then she relaxed.
Okay.
Yeah, she relaxed, like, okay, you do your thing,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. You've been mentioning your kids. How many kids do you have?
I've got 3 kids. I've got 2 girls and a boy.
Okay. So you're married?
I'm actually divorced.
Oh, how long were you married for?
I don't know if I want to go into the most details, but anyway, like
systems.
About 11 years, 12 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you want to remarry?
That's not something I'm really thinking about right now,
Yeah.
I mean, divorce is not an easy thing to go through. Yeah. I'm in a relationship now, but divorce is a tough thing to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm glad that I'm at a space in my life where I get along with my ex-wife, with the best friends, and we're raising the kids together. So for me, that's just the focus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the focus. So I don't know.
But you don't know if you want to.
I don't know. I mean, like if it happens, it happens. But I don't wake up and
think about
like, oh, I need to get, like, I'm not on any clock. Like I'm on my own clock right now. Might not happen, and it's fine still.
Okay. Okay, great. So would you want your children to just take up music as well? Would you want them to follow your footsteps?
Yes and no. Yes, because if that's what they want, then I'll definitely support that. But if there's anything I've learned in life is that you can't tell another person what they should do for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
So my job with my kids is just to identify what their talents are And even if it has got nothing to do with what I do, I just need to support that. So I've got one of my kids, she sings, but I mean, I can tell she's got a really good voice, right? But she's never said that she wants to be a singer, so it's fine. Like my other kid does art, and I used to do art. And she's really, really good at drawing and painting and things like that. She's really good. But at the same time, she hasn't said, when I ask her, what do you want to do? She says she wants to be a doctor. So I'll support you. Go be a doctor, go be whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll be waiting for the Chali legacy. The families taking up sling beats.
Yeah.
But that would be nice. I really like, you create an empire for your kids.
You know what? The problem is this, like, sometimes you just have to build a structure that can maybe run itself. Because what if your children are not interested in it? So, but just to be able to leave something. And the most important thing in music is intellectual property, because your company can go down, can go under. But as long as you own the rights to the music that you were making, you can leave them that. Yeah, so, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for having us.
I'll come with some drama next time.
Why do you want to have drama?
I'm just joking.
Alrighty, thanks so much for having us.
Thanks very much.
I'm going to record a song after this. Since we're already in the studio.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Keep subscribing, and I hope you enjoyed this episode.